Well, you used to be a bare knuckle boxer.
Yes, amongst other things, Tara, I was an unbeaten bare knuckle fighter, unlicensed boxer, mixed martial artist and bouncer. So my life was immersed in profound negativity, bloodshed and violence.
What did it feel like after a fight?
Immediately afterwards, Tara, there was great euphoria. But very interestingly, once everyone had stopped buying me a drink at the bar, once the after party had finished, I came back to myself and I was profoundly, desperately unhappy, to the point of really not wanting to be here anymore.
So tell me about when things changed for you and when you realized that you didn't want to be so profoundly unhappy anymore.
I got to the point where violence, it wasn't solving. It was creating more problems than it was solving. And it was the very thing that I was told in this society, you know, real men don't cry and you're tough. These tools, if you like, were failing me. Because I've always been, admittedly unknowingly, a master of self-improvement. I seek to get better, to learn new things. Once I'd, if you like, mastered the physical game, what interested me more was the mental. See if I could challenge my anger that was out of control. This is what begun me on the journey, for it is a journey that continues to this day, of self-mastering.
And how did you begin that journey? Where did you start?
For all of my life up until that point, I was taught, and it's no one's to blame for this, but I was taught to look outside of myself. So after literally scouring the world for this elusive happiness, I thought, man, where's the last place I haven't searched? Ironically, in myself. What does that mean? That really meant to looking at my feelings and what made me happy truly, or should I say content, because actually that is actually far more significant.
Where did all of that violence and anger and aggression that you had in the past, where did it go to?
Once I began down the road of so-called self-improvement or personal development, all of the so-called gurus and mentors, they were talking about releasing and letting go. And I thought, well, where the fuck to? You know, like, with great respect to that. But, you know, I was still quite angry. And the idea of just releasing it into the wind in some lovely tribal ceremony, that wasn't going to cut it with me. I needed something visceral, and this was why, in part, still hitting things initially, like punch bags, not people, but I removed the intention of harm. This actually really helped, and this is why I'm so passionate about moving, as well as the quiet, more forms of meditation.
Well, can I ask for your help, James?
Yes.
So I have some sort of very negative thinking. I find it creeping in a lot. And what would you say would be the first place to start? What would you recommend that I do?
Well, it's interesting because I used to suffer myself from stinking thinking, as I call it. First of all, you do realise that you don't have to believe everything you think. I'm not worthy enough. I'm too fat. I'm too thin. What makes that true? Just because you think it. For the longest time in my life, I believed all of that. I believed that wholesale. In fact, I would take it more so from that internal self-critic than I would ever allow someone else to speak to me. So please recognise, for your own well-being, you don't have to believe everything you think.
So where should I start if I wanted to forgive myself?
In the word gratitude. In the word, that the single word has manifestly changed my life for the better. And you say, well, gratitude for what? I start off that literally, left foot hits the ground, thank you. Thank you for what? For another day. And I literally go through a mental list of you know, for my water, my power shower, the kettle that boils, my socks that keep my feet warm, the people that are in it, the clients I get to serve. The more grateful for you are, I really believe that is, if not a secret, gratitude in a nutshell will, particularly when practiced for at least 30 days, try it and let the results bear fruit. Gratitude, massive.
Today, I've got to really push myself and find this energy reserve that I didn't know was there. And then actually talking with him one-on-one and feeling that energy and feeling that motivation and inspiration and that genuine, you know, gratitude. I mean, he is Mr. Happy, but he's so much more.